Hey guys, hey, would you say that you are an intentional person? Like you do things with intention. For example, like when we bought our dogs, the first dog that we had, her name was Brisbane, and we loved Brisbane. But the reason that we got Brisbane was because Amy and I wanted our children to know the love of a dog, this unconditional love that, humans, we tend to fall short sometimes on how we love, but dogs, very, very faithful in their love. And we wanted our kids to know that kind of love. We were intentional when we bought our dogs. What are you intentional about? I think about sports teams and I think about music situations that we're in and things like that, like dancing or whatever. And we join these teams, we get involved in these events, and we are very, very intentional with what we do. Every move is planned. Every dance move is planned. Every game is strategized for. We practice over and over again on certain plays. We are very intentional about what we do. How are you intentional? Are you intentional with your spiritual life? Are you intentional with your walk with Jesus? Do you deliberately do certain things to help you grow, to help you grow closer to people, to help you grow closer to God? Are you intentional with what you do? Guys, with our small groups that are starting, I want to encourage you to be intentional. I want to encourage you to approach these things with intention, like Jesus did. Jesus was always intentional. When he was walking down the road, he was having conversations with his disciples and talking about what faith means or what the kingdom of God is all about. And he would see certain things and he would pull them into the conversation to intentionally teach his disciples, at which then now we are intentionally taught through those things. Will you be intentional with your small group? And here's the thing, I want you to be intentional with a couple of things. Would you be intentional about getting to know people? Specifically, getting to know the group that you are in. Would you walk into this group with this idea that I want to really get to know these people? Like I'm gonna probe, I'm gonna find out things, I'm gonna ask them questions, or I really want to get to know these people. We watch things like High School Musical, or I don't know, there's so many things in our culture that are taken off this idea or made from this idea that we want to tear down these barriers between people. Like nerds and in my day it was nerds, and you had, we called them freaks, where the ones that wore jean jackets and smoked outside, where there was, different label, jocks. And we always have these desires to tear down those walls that separate us into these different categories in our schools. We want that. We want everybody to love each other. And usually senior year, those things start really coming down pretty strong. Will you be intentional to tear those walls down in the groups that you're in? Really getting to know each other, not putting labels on each other, not saying, oh, they're in that category or they're in that category, but really saying, we are in common with Jesus. Like we have our faith in common, and I really want to get to know the people in my group. So will you be intentional with that? Also, will you be intentional with allowing yourself to be open? And I know, guys, we get hurt, or maybe you've been hurt before by someone, even in your group, but in our youth group, maybe you've been hurt by something, and you kind of tend to have your guard up and shy away from getting involved. Would you be intentional and really allow yourself to open up this time? Try to be safe. I know our leaders are going to try to create these safe environments. I know that everybody desires that same situation. So have this discussion. Say, guys, look, let's be safe for each other. Let's be intentional to be a safe place for each other. And then you decide, I'm going to open up. So would you do that? And the other thing I want to encourage you to be intentional about is, will you be intentional to commit to the times that your group decides to commit? Be really intentional, like mark it on your calendars. Okay, we're meeting on Wednesday night or Thursday night or Saturday morning or whatever your group decides. And would you be intentional to commit to those times? It's easy for us to kind of put things off sometimes, and after a while, 2 or 3 times of not doing something, then we never do it, or it becomes a habit not to get involved, or then we have this space between us and a group and we feel like, oh, I can't do it now because I never did it before. Guys, would you be intentional to commit to meeting every time or definitely as often as you possibly can, and putting those dates on your calendar, and setting alarms, you know, to get on the Zoom or to get to the place that you guys are meeting. Guys, I can't tell you how much I love you, and I have such a desire for you to be connected with each other, for you to remain connected to Jesus, but for us to all be in this thing together, not falling off and not kind of sliding away from the youth group, but really getting closer and connected. And with these small groups, hopefully you will find a group your own age or close to your age and in the same gender where you really do connect. Again, guys, I love you. I really want these groups to be effective and helpful for you. So, okay, I hope your groups go well. I hope this first meeting is fantastic. And I just want you to know that I'm thinking about you guys this week. All right, have a great one.